Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today is March 6th, 2021. Spring is around the corner, hopefully, but we still got a long way to go before camping. I think last year the first night I spent there was May 3rd, and it still went down to like 0 degrees Celsius or even below zero, -1, which is about 32 Fahrenheit. And these flooded deep cycle batteries only lasted about 4 hours in the cold. And I do a lot of spring camping and fall camping. So this year I want to build a box with some rigid foam and keep these things nice and warm. And I'm also going to move them inside, which is another video I'll make in the spring. So let's get started on making this box. I'm just gonna, I'm just doing this in my laundry room. I don't have a workshop or a garage, so I'd like to build it just out of plywood, but I'm going to build it out of 2x4s and 2x3s, and to also, to cut costs. So the first thing you want to do is put your batteries together like this. So this is how they're going to be in the box, except you're going to have foam going around them. So here I have 13 inches, but I'm going to have a piece of 1-inch foam on this side, one in the middle, of course, and then one here on this side. So that's 13 plus 3, that's 16 inches. So I'm going to cut a piece of 16 inches for this side and a piece of 16 inches for this side. Now it's the same with the width. So we got 16 for the length. Now if we measure the width of the battery here, we have 10 inches. But I'm also going to have a 1-inch piece here and a 1-inch piece here. So that's 12 inches. All right, so let's get those cut. All right, guys, so I got my pieces cut, but this measurement here, 10 inches plus 1-inch foam, which is 11 inches, plus 1-inch foam is 12 inches, and then you also have to add in the width of the 2x4s, so an extra 3 inches. So it's actually 15 inches because you want it to be flush with your 2x4s that are going to be laying here. All right, so this is what the first step looks like. So this is what I meant before. So you have your 10 inches, your 1-inch foam, and then you have to cover this width here on this one and this one so it arrives flush, right? So it's 10 plus 1 inch plus 1 inch plus 1.5 inches plus 1.5 inches, which is 15 inches. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I just drove a couple of screws in each one. It's just to hold the foam basically, so it doesn't have to be. Give you a little top view here. There we go, that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to build another part on top of this, exactly the same, just for the height of the foam. I mean, like I said before, you can build this out of plywood or whatever you want, but I'm just doing this in my laundry room, so whatever's easiest, for what you can use. So there's the second layer. It's cut exactly the same. Here, 16 inches, and then 15 inches, and I numbered everything too, so I put front here and I put front on the bottom one, just so I'm always putting it back together the same. So I say back here, front here. All right, there we go. So now we're going to cut some foam, rigid foam to put in here. So as you can see on my batteries, hold on a sec here. On my batteries I have these handles, and so I want the rigid foam to come right up underneath here. I don't want it to come up over this because then there's going to be an air gap. So I want it to come right under here. So I measured that, and that's 6 3/4. So for your foam, you take out one of your boxes here, or your box, whatever you have, and you just measure. I'm going to do the width first, so I'm going to measure across here, and then I'm going to measure across here, and then after that I'm going to measure here, and put it all in. Alright guys, so I marked, I put F here for front, F here for front. Then I got, so I can put when I get to the camper in the spring, I can put it exactly together the way I'm putting it together now. So this is what it looks like without the foam, so I'm going to start putting the pieces in. So I got my first piece of foam here. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. So I put a little marking on this one too. So when I get to the camper, I know exactly where it goes. So what you want to do is you want to cut everything really tight so it fits in super tight, and you don't have an air gap. As you can see, I cut it and then I had to shave off a bit. You don't want to cut it smaller because then you'll have an air gap, which is not going to be insulating at all. Hold on, this is there with one hand here. So as you can see, I really had to strain to put it in, and that's what you want, a nice tight fit. Right guys, after you got your pieces in here on the width, you measure down your length on both sides and see what it is. Like I said, you want to make it nice and tight so that everything, there's no air gap. See, like mine, for example, fits super tight, but you can squeeze it in without breaking this rigid foam. There you go. That's what it looks like. And if you're putting it in and it's really tight, you can just shave some off and until you get a nice tight fit. And then of course I marked, I have X here and I have X here, so I know exactly where everything goes when I take it back apart to glue it all together. Then here I put just a circle and a circle. Again, very tight, but it goes in. Better to have it too tight or else it's just not going to work. It's not going to give you any air value. Then I am going to cut a piece after to put on the bottom, but not on the inside here because that's going to raise up the batteries past my rigid foam here too much. So I'm just going to cut it flush with the 2x4s, so that way it's nice and insulated in the camper as well on the floor. Right guys, so that's what it looks like without the batteries. So let's get the batteries in. So I'm going to put this one in here first. There we go, perfect. And you can see what I was talking about here on the side. This little bracket here for the handles, I wanted the foam to come up exactly to that, which it did, which is great. Now you have your piece of rigid foam here to go in the middle to again, nice and tight on the sides, and then nice and tight. There we go. So that's what it looks like with one battery. Now, it's a little bit unsquare, my box, just because, well, I'm doing it in my laundry room and don't have a square or miter saw or anything, so it looks a little unsquare, but let's see how this one fits in. It's going to be tight, but I think it's going to go. But I'd rather it be too tight than too loose. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. Wow, that's really tight. Which is good, because that's what I want. I can see these ridges here on the battery. That's probably causing a little bit of problem too. And then again, you see foam comes up. There we go. Zero air gap. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, it's going to be so much better. Now you have insulation all around the batteries, and they will stay nice and toasty inside the camper. All right, guys, there's the finished product. All right, guys, I'm going to end the video there. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new, please subscribe. Hit that old thumbs up button. Sorry. Appreciate the support. Leave comments, questions below. Until next time. I'm back, guys. Almost forgot about the most important part, gluing it together. So I just took everything apart. I have everything numbered so I can put it back or whatever exactly the same. So I'm going to take the top part off here. I got some PL Premium. So I'm just going to put some like this in each corner. All right. I'm going to put it on here like this. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit here for the foam. This is going to keep it all together. No problem. This PL stuff is the best. So I have my part numbered there and my styrofoam numbered here. It's going to go like this. I want to make sure you're wearing gloves too with this PL. It's nasty if you get it on your hands. So I'm not going to bore you with gluing it all together, but I'll show you the end product. Alright guys, so I got everything glued in there, inside the box. Then I put the batteries back in, and you know, that's the way it's going to take its shape, and it's going to keep its shape while the glue is drying. I'm going to probably leave this overnight to make sure it dries properly. And that's it. There you go. Again, guys, thanks again. Until next time.